Mexico is a land painted in 1,000 hues, where the first light of dawn reveals a tapestry of mountains, forests, and deserts, each holding secrets that have evolved over millennia. Here, the parched breath of the Sonoran desert gives way to the humid embrace of the Lacandon jungle, and ancient volcanoes rise above a living sea of green, their slopes shrouded in perpetual mist. Beyond the reach of civilization, wild Mexico stretches out in all directions, a realm where nature reigns and the pulse of life beats to rhythms older than time itself. In these hidden worlds, elusive jaguars prowl beneath the dense canopy, their rosetted coats blending seamlessly with the shifting light, while ocelots slip like shadows through the tangled roots and vines. The Yucatan's cenotes, deep limestone sinkholes filled with ancient rainwater, form a labyrinth beneath the earth, their submerged caves sheltering blind fish and delicate crustaceans found nowhere else on the planet. In the cloud forests above, rare orchids bloom in the filtered light, their roots anchored to the very bones of the mountains. Every corner of this land is alive with creatures adapted to their own unique niches. Spiny-tailed iguanas bask on sun-baked rocks, while jewel-bright tree frogs cling to leaves, their calls echoing through the humid air. On the forest floor, armies of leaf-cutter ants carve perfect arcs through the undergrowth, carrying fragments of leaves to their subterranean gardens. High above, bromeliads cradle pools of rainwater, creating miniature worlds where tiny frogs find refuge from predators. Birds of dazzling color and remarkable behavior thrive here. The resplendent Quetzal glides silently through the mist, its emerald feathers flashing, while motmots carve out nests in the soft earth of riverbanks, their tails swinging like pendulums. As dusk falls, millions of bats pour from the mouths of ancient caves, their wings beating a thunderous rhythm against the twilight. Inside, the caves are alive with the rustle of leathery wings and the drip of mineral-rich water, slowly sculpting the stone into fantastical shapes. Here every life is entwined with another. Strangler figs slowly envelop their hosts, while ferns and mosses drape from ancient branches, creating a living tapestry where insects, reptiles, and birds all play their part. In the arid north, agave and cactus bloom in brief, spectacular displays after rare rains, their flowers pollinated by bats and insects that have evolved to survive the harshest of conditions. The limestone mountains shelter secretive black bears, while below, cenote waters are home to salamanders and blind fish, perfectly adapted to a world without light. The cloud forest canopy is a world apart, where orchids and mosses carpet the branches and rare butterflies drift on currents of cool, moist air. Ancient birds, survivors from a distant past, perch in the shadows, while others perform elaborate dances and calls, each display a testament to the power of evolution and adaptation. Every habitat here demands ingenuity. Spade-foot toads emerge only after heavy rains, while snakes vanish into the leaf litter, invisible to all but the keenest eyes. In the highland forests, millions of monarch butterflies gather in a breathtaking spectacle, their fragile wings forming living curtains that shimmer in the morning light. Even the land itself tells a story. Ancient lava flows now carpeted in wildflowers, obsidian shards glinting among the roots, and lichens slowly reclaiming bare stone, each marking the passage of time and the resilience of life. Every day and night the struggle for survival plays out in silence and shadow. Predators stalk, prey evade, and every creature must find its place in the intricate web of life. The resilience of these animals is matched only by their vulnerability. Each new life is a gamble, each adaptation a story written in the language of survival. By unveiling these hidden worlds, we discover a land of endless wonder, where every plant, every animal, and every stone is part of a grand, interconnected story. These are treasures beyond compare, and their mysteries await those who look closely enough to see. In the rugged limestone mountains of the Serranías del Burro, autumn's arrival stirs a quiet urgency among its wild inhabitants. Among the dense forests and rocky slopes, a mother black bear leads her 3 cubs on a daily journey, each step measured and deliberate. The cubs, just 8 months old, are wide-eyed and curious, yet every movement is shadowed by their mother's vigilance. This will be their first winter, and every lesson she imparts is vital for their survival. As the days grow shorter, the family's routine centers on foraging. They comb the forest floor, noses to the ground, searching for the bounty of autumn, acorns, the lifeblood of their preparation. The oak forests draped across the mountainsides offer a feast. Acorns are rich in energy and the bears gorge themselves, their bodies transforming the nuts into precious fat reserves. Day after day the family moves in a silent procession, pausing only to feast, always alert to the subtle sounds and scents of the wild. Yet food is only part of their challenge. Water in this arid, porous land is a treasure far harder to find. The limestone beneath their paws greedily absorbs every drop of rain, leaving the surface dry and the search for water a daily test of memory and instinct. The bears rely on their keen sense of smell, following faint traces of moisture, reading the landscape for hidden springs or shallow pools left behind by fleeting storms. Each day the mother leads her cubs down ancient trails, weaving through thickets and over boulders, always seeking the next source of water. Sometimes a hidden spring rewards their patience, a trickle of water seeping from the rocks, a shallow pool ringed with green, a rare oasis in the wilderness. These wild waterholes draw creatures from across the mountains, deer, birds, and even other bears, each waiting their turn, bound by an unspoken code of caution and respect. The mother bear approaches with care, scanning the shadows for signs of danger, teaching her cubs to move quietly, to wait, to watch. Her caution is a shield, her every gesture a lesson. The cubs mimic her, learning to freeze at the snap of a twig, to melt into the undergrowth at the scent of arrival. At the water's edge, the air is thick with tension. The bears drink quickly, always aware that they are not alone, that the wild is full of unseen eyes and silent threats. The mother's vigilance never wavers. She stands guard as her cubs drink, her senses tuned to every sound, every shift in the wind. If danger approaches, she leads her cubs into the thickest brush, where shadows offer protection, and silence is their ally. Patience is their greatest tool. They wait, sometimes for hours, until the coast is clear, until the world is safe enough to emerge. Only then does the mother give the signal, a soft grunt, and the family slips from the shadows to drink or forage once more. Dusk is their favoured hour. The fading light cloaks their movements, and the cool air brings relief after the heat of the day. The cubs drink deeply, their thirst slaked after a long day of foraging and wandering the mountains. The mother remains ever watchful, her presence a silent promise of protection. Their visits are brief, for the wild is always in motion, and new arrivals are never far behind. Sometimes a large male bear appears, a solitary wanderer, powerful and unpredictable. He uses the water not just to drink, but to cool his massive body, claiming the pool as his own for a time. The mother bear keeps her distance, gathering her cubs close, her instincts warning her of the danger such a rival can pose. When the time is right, she leads her family away, vanishing into the tangled forests and rocky outcrops that are their sanctuary. Each day in the Serranías del Burro is a delicate dance, a test of memory, patience, and caution. The bears move through their world with quiet wisdom, adapting to every challenge and teaching the next generation the ancient rhythms of survival in this wild, untamed land. The Yucatán Peninsula stretches out as a vast level plain of pale limestone, its surface marked by a striking absence of rivers or lakes. Instead, the land appears parched, with only the faintest traces of water visible from above. Yet, hidden beneath the jungle canopy, the earth is punctuated by hundreds of cenotes, natural wells that shimmer like jewels in the green expanse. These cenotes are formed when the limestone bedrock collapses, exposing the pure, mineral-rich groundwater that flows in secret rivers below the surface. Each cenote is a world unto itself, a gateway to a hidden realm where sunlight dances on water and ancient stones cradle the roots of the jungle. Within these watery sanctuaries, life flourishes in astonishing forms. Ferns and orchids cling to the moist limestone walls, while tree roots dangle down to sip from the cool pools below. The cenotes shelter rare and ancient creatures. Blind cave fish, their eyes lost to evolution, glide silently through the crystal depths, while tiny crustaceans and translucent shrimp drift in the filtered light. Above the water, the turquoise-browed motmot reigns as the cenote's most dazzling resident. Its feathers flash with iridescent blues and greens, echoing the colors of the cenote itself. Locally called the clockbird, the motmot is famed for its hypnotic tail, two long feathers ending in bare, racket-shaped tips, which it swings in a slow, deliberate rhythm, as if marking the passage of time. In most places, motmots are solitary nesters, carving deep burrows into soft riverbanks to raise their young. But here, where rivers are absent, the birds have adapted to the Yucatan's unique geology, tunneling into the soft limestone walls of the cenotes. The scarcity of suitable nesting sites draws motmots together, transforming them from solitary creatures into members of bustling colonies, their burrows pockmarking the cenote cliffs. For a male motmot, claiming a prime spot on the crowded wall is a matter of survival and legacy. Competition is fierce. Males face off in silent duels, each striving to outshine the other with posture and display. A male will stand tall, feathers fluffed, tail swinging in wide arcs, a visual challenge to any rival who dares approach. He flashes the brilliant turquoise stripe above his eye, a signal of vigor and determination, hoping to deter challengers without a fight. This silent language, tail swings, feather flashes, and unwavering stares, often resolves disputes before they escalate. Once victorious, the male sets to work, excavating a deep burrow in the limestone, a safe haven for the next generation. But his work is not done. To attract a mate, he must prove his worth as a provider, venturing into the dense jungle in search of food. He returns with a carefully chosen offering, perhaps a shimmering beetle or a small lizard, presented with a flourish at the entrance to his burrow. Each journey from cenote to jungle and back is a test of skill and endurance, a ritual repeated until the female is convinced of his dedication. When he returns, his prize is more than a meal. It is a promise of partnership and shared responsibility. If the female accepts, the pair bond is sealed, and together they prepare for the arrival of their chicks. Their partnership is built on cooperation. Both parents share the duties of feeding and protecting their young. In the safety of the cenote wall, the motmot family thrives, their lives woven into the fabric of this extraordinary ecosystem, a kingdom where water, stone, and life are bound together in delicate balance, and where the clockbird's rhythmic dance marks the heartbeat of the jungle. Deep within the endless emerald expanse of the Yucatan Peninsula, a hidden marvel pulses with life. Here, beneath the tangled canopy and ancient trees, a cavern yawns open, a gateway to one of nature's most astonishing nightly spectacles. This is the Bat Volcano, a name earned not from molten rock, but from the living eruption that bursts forth as dusk approaches. The cave is a sanctuary, its cool, shadowed depths sheltering a thriving colony of Mexican free-tailed bats. The jungle around it teems with life, each creature woven into the intricate tapestry of this ecosystem. As the sun dips low, painting the sky in hues of gold and violet, anticipation stirs within the cave. The air grows electric, the forest holding its breath for the nightly ritual about to unfold. It begins quietly, a handful of bats fluttering into the fading light, their silhouettes delicate against the evening sky. Then the trickle swells into a torrent. In a breathtaking display, a swirling vortex of wings erupts from the cave, twisting and spiraling upward in a living cyclone that blots out the last rays of the sun. For over an hour, more than 3 million bats surge into the twilight, their numbers so vast they form a dark, undulating ribbon, visible for miles across the jungle canopy. Driven by instinct and hunger, each bat embarks on a nightly quest, their bodies honed for speed and endurance, their senses finely tuned to the world of darkness. In the cool night air, they become aerial hunters, each consuming its own weight in insects, moths, beetles, and other night-flying prey, sustaining themselves and protecting the balance of the ecosystem. Collectively, the colony devours an astonishing 30 tons of insects in a single night, a feat that shapes the health of the jungle and the fields beyond. Their nightly forays keep insect populations in check, safeguarding the lush rainforest and the fertile agricultural lands that border it, ensuring the survival of countless plant and animal species. As darkness deepens, the swirling mass disperses, each bat vanishing into the night on silent wings, fanning out across the peninsula in search of sustenance. Yet this abundance does not go unnoticed. The eruption draws the attention of keen-eyed predators, their silhouettes poised against the fading light. Hawks and falcons, masters of the dusk, circle above the cave, their sharp vision and swift wings making them formidable hunters in the gathering gloom. Grey hawks and bat falcons gather in anticipation, their patience rewarded as the sky fills with potential prey. With breathtaking agility, they pluck bats from the air, their hunting skills honed by generations of survival in this wild place. For these raptors, the nightly eruption is a dependable feast, a vital link in the food web that sustains the jungle's diversity. The bats, in turn, rely on their speed and acrobatics, weaving and darting through the air to evade the talons that threaten them. Among the predators, a new contender has emerged, one not typically known for such daring feats. Brown jays, usually foragers of fruit and insects, have adapted to this nightly bounty, learning to hunt bats with remarkable ingenuity. Their behavior is a testament to the adaptability and intelligence found throughout the wild as they seize new opportunities in the ever-changing dance of survival. Perched on branches near the cave, the jays watch intently, timing their flights with precision as the bats emerge in waves. They launch themselves into the swirling mass, relying not on talons, but on the dexterity of their beaks. With astonishing skill, they snatch bats from the air, a feat demanding perfect timing and coordination. This transformation from forager to aerial predator is a vivid example of evolution in action, a reminder of the endless adaptability and resilience that defines life in the wild heart of Mexico. On the high, grassy plains of northern Mexico, a hidden world thrives just beneath the surface. Here, beneath the waving grasses, lies a labyrinth of tunnels and chambers, vast underground cities built by one of the grassland's most industrious residents, the black-tailed prairie dog. These colonies are marvels of animal engineering, stretching for hundreds of meters and housing hundreds, sometimes thousands, of individuals. Each colony is divided into neighborhoods, or coteries, where closely related prairie dogs live together, sharing responsibilities and resources. Within these coteries, prairie dogs form tight-knit family units. Parents, siblings, and even aunts and uncles cooperate to raise the young, groom one another, and keep watch for danger. Social bonds are reinforced through constant communication, chirps, barks, and even affectionate nuzzles. In May, the colony is abuzz with excitement as the new generation emerges. 6-week-old pups, full of curiosity, take their first tentative steps above ground. Under the watchful gaze of their elders, they learn the layout of their home and the subtle signals that mean safety or danger. Life on the plains is not without its challenges. The open grassland offers little cover, and the pups are especially vulnerable to predators. Bull snakes, hawks, coyotes, and badgers all pose constant threats, each adapted to exploit any lapse in vigilance. The bull snake, a formidable constrictor, is one of the most dangerous adversaries. It can slip silently into the burrow system, seeking out the nursery chambers where the pups huddle together. The adults, unable to follow the snake into the narrowest tunnels, must rely on other strategies to protect their young. Prairie dogs are not defenseless. The father of the coterie stands guard at the entrance, his body tense and alert. He cannot enter the tightest tunnels, but he can confront the intruder at the threshold, using a combination of aggression and alarm calls to defend his family. As the bull snake approaches, the prairie dog springs into action. He lunges, barks, and snaps at the snake, using quick darting movements to distract and intimidate. His goal is not to kill, but to drive the predator away through sheer persistence. He delivers sharp bites and kicks dirt into the snake's face, all while sounding a series of loud, specific alarm calls. These calls ripple through the colony, sending others diving for cover and alerting nearby adults to join the defense. The prairie dog's bravery is matched by the unity of the colony. When danger threatens, the entire community responds. Some stand guard, others shepherd pups to safety, and all remain vigilant until the threat has passed. The bull snake, unaccustomed to such fierce resistance, soon finds itself overwhelmed. Prairie dogs are relentless, striking again and again, refusing to yield even in the face of danger. Eventually the snake gives up, retreating in frustration to search for easier prey. The colony breathes a collective sigh of relief, but the vigilance never truly ends. Life for the prairie dog is a constant balance between danger and community. Their survival depends on cooperation, communication, and the courage to stand together against the many challenges of the grassland. In this world beneath the plains, every day is a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of these remarkable animals. High in the remote mountains of southern Mexico, El Triunfo emerges from the swirling mists, a hidden sanctuary where the clouds themselves seem to breathe life into the land. Here, the air is thick with moisture, and the forest is veiled in a perpetual shroud of fog, creating an atmosphere of enchantment and secrecy. This is a cloud forest, one of the planet's rarest and most spellbinding ecosystems. Only a fraction of the world's forests are cloud forests, and their existence depends on a delicate balance of altitude, temperature, and humidity. Moisture-laden clouds drift silently through the emerald canopy, bathing every leaf, branch, and mossy trunk in a constant nourishing dew. The air is cool and saturated, and the forest floor glistens with droplets that never quite dry. This unique climate has fostered the evolution of an astonishing array of rare and ancient life forms, many found nowhere else on Earth. The isolation and persistent dampness have allowed species to thrive in secret, adapting to a world of shadows and moisture. In the upper reaches of the trees, the alligator tree lizard clings to moss-laden branches, its skin patterned to blend seamlessly with the green and grey tapestry. This elusive reptile is a living relic, perfectly adapted to the cool, damp world above the forest floor. Among the branches, the horned guan stands as a symbol of the forest's ancient lineage. This extraordinary bird is rarely seen, its presence a testament to the forest's undisturbed tranquility. The horned guan, with its imposing size and prehistoric features, is the last of its kind, a survivor from a lineage that has persisted for over 30 million years, evolving in splendid isolation. Its ancient gaze and distinctive features mark it as a true living fossil, a direct link to a distant past. Adorned in striking black and white plumage and crowned with a vivid red horn of bare skin, the horned guan is a vision from another era, perfectly suited to the misty heights of its home. It moves quietly through the canopy, foraging for fruit among the branches. A silent guardian of this secluded realm, its survival dependent on the stability and secrecy of the cloud forest. Beneath the towering trees, the understory is alive with movement. Here, the filtered light and constant moisture create a haven for a dazzling variety of plants and animals, each uniquely adapted to the dim, damp world below. The long-tailed mannequin, a jewel among the foliage, brings flashes of color to the green gloom. Its vibrant feathers and lively calls are a rare delight in the quiet forest. To win a mate, Male mannequins perform an intricate and cooperative courtship dance, a spectacle of coordination and endurance that is unrivaled in the avian world. The dance is a partnership, an adult master and a younger apprentice, working in harmony to perfect their routine. Their movements are a blur of red, blue and black, synchronized with precision as they hop and buzz along a chosen branch, their performance a testament to years of practice and dedication. For the apprentice, mastery is hard-won. It can take up to a decade of tireless rehearsal before he is ready to take center stage, a process that ensures only the most skilled dancers pass on their genes. Watching from a hidden perch, the female mannequin judges each performance with a discerning eye, seeking the most flawless display. Only the most accomplished male will earn her favor, ensuring that the next generation inherits the skills and beauty of its predecessors. This remarkable display of teamwork and tradition is just one of the many wonders concealed within the cloud forest. Here, in the cool, damp embrace of the mountains, life has evolved into forms both strange and beautiful. Orchids that bloom in the mist, bromeliads that cradle water in their leaves, and mosses that carpet every surface. The cloud forest is a living tapestry, woven from the threads of time, weather, and the relentless creativity of nature. Deep within the shrouded canopy of Mexico's ancient cloud forests, where the air is thick with mist and the trees are draped in moss and bromeliads, lives a bird of almost mythical beauty, a creature so rare and elusive that it seems conjured from the dreams of the forest itself. This is the resplendent Quetzal, a living jewel whose presence is a testament to the richness of these highland forests. The male Quetzal is a vision of iridescent green and shimmering gold, his feathers refracting the filtered sunlight into dazzling hues, while his breast blazes with a vivid crimson that stands out against the emerald gloom. Yet it is his tail that truly sets him apart, long, ethereal plumes that seem to float on the air, trailing behind him like living ribbons of emerald. During the breeding season, these tail feathers can reach up to 3 feet in length, undulating gracefully as he weaves through the dense tangle of branches and epiphytes. In the dappled light, the feathers shimmer with an almost metallic brilliance, a spectacle that once made them more precious than gold to the ancient civilizations that revered the Quetzal as a symbol of freedom and the divine. The Quetzal's spectacular tail is not merely ornamental, it is a vital instrument in the intricate ritual of courtship, signaling health and genetic fitness to potential mates. The male performs a breathtaking aerial display, launching himself high above the canopy before plunging back down, his tail streaming behind him in a graceful arc that catches the light and the attention of any nearby females. The female, perched quietly among the dense foliage, observes these displays with keen eyes, searching for the strongest, most agile partner to father her young. Once a pair has formed, they set about the arduous task of excavating a nest cavity in the soft, decaying wood of a dead tree, their powerful beaks chiseling away at the bark and heartwood. The male's extravagant tail, so useful in courtship, becomes a hindrance in the cramped nest, often bending and crumpling as he squeezes inside to help with the excavation and later to incubate the eggs. Within the dark, humid cavity, the female lays her eggs, fragile, pale orbs that will soon give rise to the next generation of these forest jewels. For the next month, the male becomes a tireless provider, braving the tangled understory and the ever-present threat of predators to bring food to his growing chicks. Both parents share the duties of incubation and feeding, their comings and goings a vital rhythm in the life of the forest. The Quetzal's diet is dominated by wild avocados, which it swallows whole, later regurgitating the seeds far from the parent tree, an act that helps regenerate the forest and maintain its diversity. In this way, the Quetzal is not just a resident of the cloud forest, but a gardener, dispersing seeds and ensuring the survival of the very trees that shelter it. As the chicks grow, They stretch their wings at the edge of the nest, preparing for their first flight into the labyrinth of the forest canopy. With the end of the breeding season, the male's once glorious tail feathers, battered by months of hard work, begin to molt, drifting to the forest floor where they become part of the cycle of decay and renewal. For a brief time, the male's appearance is subdued, his plumage resembling the more modest hues of the female, blending seamlessly into the green shadows. This temporary loss is a necessary respite, allowing him to conserve energy and avoid drawing attention from predators. Slowly, new feathers begin to grow, each one a marvel of structure and color, preparing him for the next season of renewal and display. And so, as the mists return and the forest awakens, the sacred Quetzal once again dons his radiant plumes, ready to dance through the sky and play his part in the endless, intricate web of life that sustains the cloud forest. Amidst the arid expanse of the Chihuahuan Desert, a rare aquatic sanctuary emerges, Cuatro Cienegas. Here, in stark contrast to the surrounding dryness, life flourishes in a mosaic of vibrant blue pools. This remarkable wetland, whose name means four marshes, is a living testament to nature's resilience, sustained by ancient thermal springs that well up from deep beneath the desert floor. Over millennia, these springs have carved out more than 200 crystal-clear pools, or posers, each a self-contained world, isolated from the outside for millions of years. This isolation has transformed the pools into evolutionary laboratories where unique species have adapted to the demanding environment. The waters are warm and strikingly low in nutrients, a challenging setting that has fostered an extraordinary array of life, including 16 species of fish, 8 of which exist nowhere else on Earth. Among these evolutionary marvels is the Quatro Cienegas cichlid, a small but remarkable fish whose entire existence is bound to a single pool. The cichlid's world is defined by the boundaries of its pool, a microcosm where every inch is fiercely contested, competition is relentless, fish jostle for scarce food, and the threat of predation is ever present, even from members of their own species. For a female cichlid who has just given birth, the stakes are even higher. Her tiny translucent fry are surrounded by danger at every turn. Larger cichlids, driven by hunger, pose a constant threat, ready to consume any unguarded young. The newborn fry, nearly invisible, cluster tightly around their mother, seeking safety in numbers and in her vigilant presence. From the moment they hatch, the mother cichlid's life is wholly devoted to their survival. She becomes a tireless guardian, her every movement dictated by the needs of her offspring. She abstains from feeding, ignoring her own hunger to remain constantly at their side, her energy reserved solely for their protection. Any intruder, regardless of size, is met with swift aggression. The mother patrols her territory, launching herself at would-be predators to keep her young safe. Her universe contracts to a few square feet of water, a fiercely defended haven where her family clings to life. Yet defense is only part of her role. In these nutrient-poor pools, the challenge of feeding her fry is just as daunting. The scarcity of food means the young must rely on their mother's ingenuity to survive. With practiced skill, the mother cichlid uses her mouth and fins to disturb the fine sediment at the pool's bottom. This action releases a hidden bounty, tiny plankton and microorganisms that rise in a nourishing cloud, providing essential sustenance for her fry. The fry eagerly feed, their survival dependent on the mother's relentless efforts to uncover these vital resources. She repeats this process tirelessly, day after day, ensuring her young have every possible chance to grow strong. As the weeks pass, the mother grows thin, her own reserves depleted, but her fry thrive, testament to her unwavering sacrifice. Only when her offspring are large enough to fend for themselves does her vigil end. In the pools of Cuatro Cienegas, maternal devotion is a powerful force, shaping the destiny of life in this extraordinary desert oasis. The Sonoran Desert, stretching endlessly across northern Mexico, is a realm sculpted by extremes. Here, The land bakes beneath a merciless sun, its surface cracked and parched, dotted with resilient cacti and the twisted silhouettes of mesquite trees. But as the last rays of sunlight fade, a transformation unfolds. The desert, so still and silent by day, awakens under the cloak of night. As darkness settles, the temperature plummets, and a hidden world stirs to life. Shadows flicker across the sand as nocturnal creatures emerge from their burrows, each adapted to survive in this unforgiving environment. Among the most ancient and enigmatic of these night dwellers are the scorpions. Their armored bodies, aglow under ultraviolet light, move silently across the sand, hunting for insects and small prey. The Sonoran desert boasts the greatest diversity of scorpions on Earth, each species a master of survival. These formidable arachnids, equipped with venomous stingers and armored exoskeletons, are both predators and prey in this intricate web of life. Their every movement is calculated, their senses finely tuned to the vibrations of the desert floor. Yet, for one remarkable hunter, the scorpion is not a menace, but a prize. The pallid bat, a ghostly figure of the night, has evolved to thrive where others would falter. With oversized ears and a pale, almost spectral appearance, the pallid bat is a master of stealth and perception. Its senses are honed for the hunt, its body built for silent movement across the desert floor. Unlike its aerial cousins, the pallid bat has abandoned the open sky for the mysteries of the ground. It glides low, weaving between rocks and cacti, its flight nearly soundless. Its enormous ears, shaped like delicate satellite dishes, are attuned to the faintest rustle. Every grain of sand disturbed, every tiny footstep, is a signal in the darkness. The bat hunts not with sight, but with sound. It stands motionless, head tilted, passing the subtle symphony of the desert night. Somewhere nearby, a scorpion moves, unaware of the danger. The bat's hearing is so acute it can distinguish the nearly inaudible shuffle of a scorpion's legs over the sand, even when masked by the whisper of the wind. With pinpoint precision, the bat lands, its wings folding silently. It becomes a shadow among shadows, invisible to all but the most vigilant. Now a terrestrial stalker, the pallid bat creeps forward, each step measured and deliberate. It closes the distance, waiting for the perfect moment to strike, its quarry oblivious to the silent approach. This ground-hunting strategy is unique among bats, setting the pallid bat apart in the nocturnal ecosystem. While others chase insects in the air, it has claimed the desert floor as its hunting ground. But the most astonishing aspect of the pallid bat is its relationship with venom. The scorpions it hunts wield a sting that can incapacitate or kill most creatures of similar size. A single sting delivers a potent cocktail of neurotoxins, a defense honed over millions of years. For most, it is a warning to keep away. Yet the pallid bat remains undeterred. It faces the scorpion's threat display with calm indifference, immune to the danger that would send others fleeing. Through a remarkable evolutionary adaptation, the bat is largely immune to the scorpion's venom. Even repeated stings fail to slow its relentless pursuit. The bat may be stung several times during the struggle, but the venom has little effect. It shrugs off the attack, focused solely on the hunt. This immunity grants the pallid bat access to a food source few others dare to exploit. In a land where resources are scarce, it is a decisive advantage. The attack is swift and efficient. With a sudden leap, the bat pins the scorpion, its jaws closing around the armored head. The struggle is brief. The bat's bite is precise, ending the scorpion's resistance in moments. For the pallid bat, the scorpion is a feast, rich in protein, vital for survival in this harsh world. But in the desert, where water is more precious than gold, the scorpion offers something even more vital, moisture drawn from its very body. By consuming its prey, the bat extracts the water it needs to endure the relentless dryness, turning a deadly adversary into a lifeline. In the moonlit silence of the Sonoran night, the pallid bat stands as a testament to nature's ingenuity, a creature that has mastered its perilous world, transforming danger into sustenance and thriving where few others can. Here, in this nocturnal theatre, the scorpion hunter reigns supreme, a silent guardian of the desert's delicate balance. Beneath the emerald canopy of southern Mexico's rainforests, where the sunlight barely pierces the tangled leaves, a silent presence moves among the shadows. This is the domain of the jaguar, the phantom of the jungle, a creature both feared and revered, and the apex predator in this realm of perpetual twilight. The jaguar's world is one of dense foliage, winding rivers, and ancient trees draped in curtains of moss. Here, every step is measured, every movement concealed. Its rosette-spotted coat is both armor and camouflage, breaking up its outline and allowing it to vanish within the dappled light. Unlike most big cats, the jaguar is a master of stealth, relying on patience and precision rather than pursuit. Hunting in this labyrinthine wilderness demands cunning. The jaguar is an ambush predator, using the tangled undergrowth to its advantage. It moves with liquid grace, muscles rippling beneath its fur, senses finely tuned to the faintest sound, a rustle of feathers, the splash of a caiman, the nervous chatter of monkeys overhead. For hours it may wait in absolute stillness, blending seamlessly into the forest floor until the perfect moment arrives. When prey is near, a peccary rooting for tubers, an armadillo shuffling through the leaf litter, the jaguar strikes with explosive force. Its jaws are the most powerful of any big cat, capable of crushing bone and shell alike. With a single precise bite to the skull or spine, it ends the struggle in seconds. This lethal efficiency allows the jaguar to hunt a wide array of animals, from deer and tapirs to turtles and even anacondas. But the jaguar is not merely a solitary hunter. Its presence shapes the entire ecosystem. As the top predator, it regulates populations of herbivores and smaller carnivores, maintaining the delicate balance of the rainforest. Its kills provide food for scavengers, vultures, opossums, and foxes, ensuring that nothing is wasted in the cycle of life and death. Other wildlife moves in respectful silence around the jaguar's territory. Spider monkeys raise alarm calls at the first scent of danger. Tapirs alter their nightly paths to avoid its hunting grounds. Even the stealthy ocelot, another feline hunter, keeps to the shadows, wary of the jaguar's dominance. Yet for all its power, the jaguar is a creature of mystery, rarely seen, always elusive. Its paths are marked only by paw prints in the mud or the distant echo of a guttural roar rolling through the trees. It is both guardian and ghost, a living embodiment of the jungle's untamed spirit. In the heart of southern Mexico's jungles, where life thrives in myriad forms and every shadow hides a secret, the jaguar reigns supreme, not just as a hunter, but as the silent architect of the wild, weaving together the delicate tapestry of this ancient world. As the dry season approaches and the northern winds begin to cool, a delicate orange and black traveller takes to the skies. This is the monarch butterfly, an insect whose fragile wings belie the epic scale of its journey. From the forests of southern Canada and the meadows of the United States, millions of monarchs embark on a migration unlike any other, tracing invisible highways that stretch for thousands of miles, all the way to the mountain sanctuaries of central Mexico. The odyssey is perilous and unbroken. No single butterfly completes the round trip. Instead, it is a relay across generations, with each phase of the journey demanding endurance and precision. The monarchs navigate by the angle of the sun, and an ancient memory encoded in their genes, guiding them southward over vast landscapes, across farmlands, rivers, and deserts. Along the way, the monarchs depend on a network of silent allies. Milkweed, the humble plant of their birth, nourishes the young caterpillars and offers protection with its bitter sap. Goldenrod and asters, blooming in late summer fields, provide vital nectar to fuel their flight. In the woodlands, trees and shrubs offer shelter from storms and safe havens for rest. Yet the journey is fraught with challenges. Predatory birds and insects lie in wait, their keen eyes trained on the fluttering procession. Sudden cold snaps threaten to ground the travelers, while fierce winds can scatter them across unfamiliar terrain. Some monarchs find themselves stranded, seeking refuge in wildflowers or the shadows of tall grasses. As they near the end of their journey, the monarchs ascend into the cool, misty heights of Mexico's Oyamel fir forests. Here, the air is thick with the scent of pine and moss. The butterflies settle by the millions on the branches, forming living tapestries that cloak the trees in shifting hues of orange and gold. Throughout the winter, they rest together in patient silence, their energy conserved for the coming spring. In this sanctuary, the monarchs become a vital thread in the forest's web of life. Their presence provides food for resident birds and insects, while their fallen bodies enrich the soil at the roots of ancient firs. As the days lengthen and warmth returns, the monarchs awaken, ready to begin the long journey north once more, a promise carried on the wind and a testament to the resilience of the wild. With every beat of their wings, the monarchs weave together the landscapes of a continent, connecting prairies, forests, and mountains in a silent, ceaseless migration, a living river of color, endurance, and hope. Beneath the tangled roots of the Yucatan's forests, a secret world lies in perpetual twilight. Here, where sunlight slips through limestone cracks and dances on submerged caverns, the cenotes, ancient sinkholes, open gateways to an underwater labyrinth. These flooded caves, carved by millennia of rain and time, cradle one of the most mysterious ecosystems on Earth. Within these crystal-clear chambers, the water glows an ethereal blue, filtered and purified by the stone above. Stalactites and stalagmites, sculpted by dripping mineral-laden water, rise and fall in silent cathedrals. Some formations are thousands of years old, bearing witness to epochs long vanished. In the stillness, every ripple echoes, every movement stirs a cloud of ancient silt. Life here is a delicate balance, shaped by darkness and scarcity. Blind cave fish, ghostly and pale, navigate the maze with uncanny precision, guided by the faintest vibrations and the gentle flow of the current. Their bodies, stripped of pigment and sight, are masterpieces of adaptation, thriving where light cannot reach. Tiny crustaceans, some found nowhere else on Earth, scuttle among the rocks, scavenging for drifting morsels that descend from the world above. The cenote shrimp, translucent and quick, flit through the water, their delicate antennae tracing unseen paths. At the edges of light, aquatic plants cling to submerged ledges, their leaves filtering the water and providing shelter for countless microscopic creatures. Each resident plays a role in this fragile web, recycling nutrients, sustaining the balance, and ensuring that life endures in the quiet dark. Above, roots from the jungle canopy stretch down like fingers, seeking water and anchoring the forest to the stone. Their presence offers a lifeline, channeling nutrients from the surface and linking the worlds above and below. Bat guano, washed in by rain, feeds the growth of algae and fungi, sustaining a chain of life that radiates outward from the cave's heart. Yet this hidden realm is as vulnerable as it is ancient. A single change, subtle as a shift in water chemistry or a fallen branch, can ripple through the ecosystem, altering the delicate equilibrium. Here, in the silence, life persists not through abundance, but through resilience and harmony. In these underwater caves, the Yucatan's secret life flourishes, unseen, untouched, and eternal. A realm where the boundaries between water, stone, and life dissolve, and where every breath and every heartbeat is a testament to nature's quiet ingenuity. As dusk settles over the high plains, the agave fields awaken to a hidden symphony. By day, these stoic plants stand in regimented rows, their blue-green leaves fanned in silent patience. But as darkness falls, the agave's secret life unfurls. Tall flower stalks, some reaching 20 feet skyward, glow pale against the deepening night, their blossoms heavy with nectar and promise. From distant cliffs and rocky shelters, nectar bats emerge, silent silhouettes on swift, purposeful wings. Drawn by the sweet scent that drifts across the moonlit fields, they hover before each bloom, their long snouts and tongues perfectly matched to the tubular flowers. As they drink, pollen clings to their fur, transforming these night flyers into unwitting gardeners of the desert. Each visit is a promise, life for the agave and sustenance for the bat. Among the petals, an intricate ballet unfolds. Moths with feathered antennae spiral around the blossoms, their bodies dusted with golden grains. Beetles and nocturnal bees join the feast, each one drawn by the agave's midnight bounty. The air hums with delicate wings, and the soft rustle of leaves, a testament to the field's unseen vitality. The agave, in turn, has adapted to this nocturnal world. Its flowers open only at night, conserving precious moisture and luring those creatures best suited for the darkness. Each pollinator, from the smallest beetle to the largest bat, plays a vital part in the agave's life cycle. Without them, these giants of the desert would bloom in vain. Beneath the arching leaves, a microcosm thrives. Spiders weave silken snares to catch the unwary, while lizards and owls patrol the shadows, each predator and prey bound together in the intricate web of the night. Seeds fall, carried on the wind or in the bellies of bats, ensuring the next generation will rise when the time is right. In this nocturnal garden, the agave's survival is inseparable from the creatures it feeds. The night is alive with partnership and purpose, every flutter and whisper a thread in the tapestry of desert life. Here, under the watchful stars, the agave and its pollinators write a story of interdependence, one that has endured for millennia and may yet outlast the dawn. Beneath the relentless sun and shifting sands of northern Mexico, a different kind of life endures, one forged in the crucible of extremes. Here, where days scorch and nights chill, reptiles have mastered the art of survival. The desert iguana, pale as bleached bone, emerges at dawn, basking on sun-warmed rocks. Its skin, patterned in muted earth tones, is both armor and camouflage, guarding against predators and the desert's unforgiving glare. As midday approaches, the sand becomes a furnace. The iconic horned lizard flattens its spiny body against the ground, blending seamlessly with pebbles and dust. When threatened, it remains motionless, vanishing in plain sight. If danger persists, a final, bizarre defense. A squirt of blood from its eyes, startling would-be attackers into retreat. Sidewinders, masters of movement, glide across dunes in winding tracks. Their sideways motion leaves only the faintest imprint, minimizing contact with the burning surface. Each undulation is a calculation, conserving energy, avoiding heat, and stalking prey. At dusk, geckos and night lizards emerge from cool crevices, their toes fringed for gripping stone and sand alike. Their calls, soft and rapid, echo through the twilight as they hunt for insects beneath the cover of darkness. Water is rare, and every drop is precious. Some reptiles drink from dew that gathers on their scales at dawn. Others, like the Gila monster, store moisture in their bodies, surviving for weeks without a sip. Burrows dug deep beneath the surface offer refuge from the midday inferno and the cold of desert nights. Here snakes coil in patient silence, waiting for the vibrations of an unsuspecting rodent above. The desert is a realm of scarcity and adaptation. Every scale, every movement is honed by necessity. In this world of sand and stone, reptiles are silent sentinels, witnesses to the harsh beauty of the north, their survival a testament to nature's quiet resilience. Beneath the turquoise waves off Mexico's coast lies a world of intricate architecture and vibrant life, the coral reefs. Here, limestone towers and branching corals form living cities, each structure the legacy of countless generations of tiny polyps. These reefs are sanctuaries, their crevices and alcoves sheltering a dazzling mosaic of marine species. Parrotfish graze on algae, their beaks rasping against the coral as they maintain the delicate balance of the ecosystem. Schools of angelfish weave through swaying sea fans, their colors flashing in the filtered sunlight. Moray eels peer from rock hollows, their bodies coiled in silent vigilance, while cleaner shrimp dance atop anemones, plucking parasites from passing fish in a delicate exchange. Every creature here is part of a vast interwoven web. Sea turtles glide above the coral heads, grazing on seagrass and scattering nutrients with every movement. In the shadows, octopuses shift shape and hue, vanishing among rocks and sponges. Even the smallest inhabitants, tiny damselfish, cryptic crabs, and fluttering nudibranchs, play vital roles, each dependent on the intricate symbiosis that sustains this underwater realm. Yet the reefs are fragile. Warmer waters threaten to bleach the corals, robbing them of their color and life. Storms grow stronger, currents shift, and the balance is easily tipped. Still, the reef endures, every organism adapting, every partnership essential. In the silent blue, amid the rise and fall of the tides, the coral reefs of Mexico remain luminous strongholds, testaments to nature's complexity, beauty, and the quiet struggle for survival beneath the waves. High above the lowland forests, where clouds gather and the air thins, the volcanic highlands of Mexico stretch toward the sky, a landscape forged by fire and sculpted by time. Here ancient volcanoes loom, their slopes cloaked in mist and shadow, their summits dusted with the memory of eruptions past. The earth itself breathes with geothermal heat, shaping a world where only the most resilient life can thrive. On these rugged peaks, plants have evolved remarkable strategies to survive the extremes. The oyamel fir, with its needle-like leaves, weaves dense forests that trap moisture from the drifting clouds, creating pockets of cool, humid refuge. Clinging to rocky outcrops, the Agave tequilana pushes its roots deep into the volcanic soil, drawing minerals from the earth's fiery heart. Tiny alpine flowers, like the delicate Mexican poppy, unfurl their petals at dawn, seizing the brief warmth before the chill returns. In the rarefied air, the highlands echo with the calls of elusive birds. The resplendent hummingbird, its feathers iridescent as molten ore, hovers among wildflowers, sipping nectar with a tongue perfectly adapted for the thin air. Overhead, the Sierra Madre sparrow flits through the grasslands, its song carried by the wind. Most secretive of all, the volcano junco, masked in ashen grey, builds its nest in the shelter of ancient lava flows, its survival tied to the unpredictable rhythms of eruption and renewal. Beneath their feet, the very ground tells a story of upheaval. Basalt columns rise where lava once cooled in geometric perfection. Hidden geysers and steaming fumaroles remind all who dwell here that the mountains are never truly at rest. Each rainstorm brings new minerals to the slopes, feeding a cycle of destruction and rebirth that has shaped this realm for millennia. In these volcanic highlands, life is a constant negotiation with the elements, a silent pact between plant, bird, and stone. The landscape pulses with unseen energy, every crack and crevice a testament to adaptation and endurance. Here, among the clouds and craters, nature's resilience is etched into the land, and the secrets of the living peaks whisper on the wind. Beneath the tangled jungles of the Yucatán Peninsula, a labyrinth of crystal-clear cenotes cradles a world rarely seen by the sun. Here, in the cool aquamarine depths, the cenote turtle glides in silence, a creature sculpted by water, shadow, and time. Each cenote is a window into an ancient past. Rainwater filters through limestone for centuries before reaching the underground pools, imbuing the water with a delicate balance of minerals. This unique chemistry fosters a world unlike any other, one where the cenote turtle has adapted in remarkable ways. With shells tinted olive and gold, these turtles drift through shafts of blue light, foraging along submerged ledges. Their diet is as varied as the cenote itself: tender leaves from aquatic plants, tiny snails clinging to rocks, and the occasional fish darting between roots. In turn, the turtles themselves become vital gardeners, dispersing seeds and keeping invasive algae in check. The life cycle of the cenote turtle is a slow, patient dance. Females emerge at night to lay eggs in sandy banks, hidden among tangled roots. Weeks pass, and the hatchlings no larger than a coin scramble toward the water, guided by moonlight and ancient instinct. Many will fall prey to hungry fish or wily water snakes, but those who survive grow slowly, year by year, sheltered by the cenote's cool embrace. Cenote turtles are never alone in their watery world. Blind cavefish flit in the gloom, while shy amphibians cling to the rock walls above. Even the roots of jungle trees reach down, threading through the water, linking the cenote to the life above. Each species, from the tiniest shrimp to the slow-moving turtle, plays a part in this delicate aquatic web. The cenote's chemistry is always shifting. Rain swells the pools, dry seasons lower the water, and minerals ebb and flow. Yet the turtles endure, their lives woven into the pulse of the underground rivers. Here, in the blue depths, survival is a matter of patience and balance, and the cenote turtle remains a silent sentinel, guardian of a realm shaped by water, stone, and time. At the heart of Mexico's vast wetlands, where reeds sway and water mirrors the open sky, a spectacle unfolds with the turning of each season. Here, in these fertile shallows, a multitude of migratory birds converge, drawn from distant horizons by ancient rhythms and the promise of abundance. With the first cool winds of autumn, flocks of northern pintails, American avocets and white-faced ibises descend in swirling formations. Their wings paint shifting patterns against the sunrise, each call and flutter a signal in the great migration. Some have traveled thousands of kilometers, crossing deserts and mountains, guided by instinct and the subtle cues of the earth. The wetlands become a living tapestry, alive with motion and sound. Egrets wade through the shallows, their poised steps stirring tiny fish and crustaceans from the mud. Glossy ibises probe the water with curved bills, harvesting insects and seeds from beneath floating lilies. Overhead, clouds of teal and shovelers wheel and dive, their feeding frenzy stirring the surface into ripples of silver and blue. Each species has its own rhythm. Some forage by day, gleaning the bounty of aquatic plants and invertebrates. Others, like the secretive rails and night herons, emerge at dusk, moving quietly through cattails and shadows. The wetlands offer more than just food. They are a sanctuary for rest, courtship, and the renewal of life before the journey resumes. Yet this haven is fragile. The wetlands breathe with the rains and recede with the dry seasons, their health tied to the pulse of the land itself. Here, water is life, and its abundance or scarcity shapes the fate of all who depend on it. Each bird, from the tiniest sandpiper to the majestic wood-stork, is a messenger of this delicate balance. As dawn breaks over the mirrored waters, the chorus swells, a promise that, so long as these wetlands endure, the great gatherings will continue. The migratory birds are both travelers and caretakers, their journeys weaving continents together and reminding us of the vital importance of these hidden life-giving worlds. As twilight deepens over the dense Mexican forests, a quiet transformation begins. In the stillness beneath towering oaks and whispering pines, the first sparks of living light appear, tiny lanterns drifting through the dusk. These are the fireflies, nature's silent storytellers, emerging in their thousands to illuminate the night. Each flash is a message. Males rise from the leaf litter, their abdomens pulsing with bioluminescence, a chemical dance of luciferin and oxygen that creates a glow as soft as moonlight. They hover and drift, painting invisible arcs through the air, each species with its own pattern and rhythm. Some blink in quick staccato bursts, others shimmer in long, gentle waves. Hidden among the foliage, females wait and watch, their own lights answering in a silent conversation that guides partners together across the darkness. This nightly ballet is more than a spectacle. It is a ritual of connection and renewal. The precise patterns of light allow fireflies to find mates among the tangled undergrowth, ensuring that their lineage endures. Once united, the pair will descend to the safety of the forest floor, where new life will begin beneath the shelter of moss and fallen leaves. But the magic of the fireflies extends beyond their courtship. Their larvae, secretive and unseen, patrol the damp earth, hunting snails and other invertebrates with stealth and patience. In doing so, they help maintain the delicate balance of the forest floor, cycling nutrients and keeping populations in check. Above, the adult firefly's glow weaves through the branches, a living thread that connects generations and signals the health of the ecosystem. Their brief, brilliant season is a sign of rich soils, clean water, and undisturbed woodlands, a testament to the intricate web of life within these forests. In the silence, the fireflies' lights become a language of hope, echoing through the shadows. For as long as their lanterns shine, the heartbeat of the Mexican forests endures, whispered from one flicker to the next across the endless tapestry of night.